Welcome back everyone. So in this session we are going to learn the algorithm that we follow to divide polynomials. What is the process we follow to divide polynomials, and then we will be looking at this remainder theorem, right? So let's take one example. So here we have 2x cube minus 3x square plus 4x plus 5 is to be divided by x plus 2, right? Now in order to divide polynomials, you have to take care of just one thing, just follow one thing, that somehow you have to observe, you have to get a number which will be, by which if I multiply this x plus 2 will result in somewhat in this first term 2x cube. So by what number I should be multiplying this x in order to get 2x cube? So that would be nothing but 2x square. If I multiply x by 2x square, I'll be getting 2x cube minus, and sorry, this will be plus 2 2s are 4x square I'll be getting, right? This should be your very first step that you should follow while doing the division. You always have to look for a number by which I multiply this variable to get the first term equal, and that number should be written over here. That will this number, whatever the number I will achieve at the end, this number will be the our quotient, and then this number will be the dividend, and this number will be the divisor. I hope it is making sense to you. Now we'll follow the usual division process that we do for constants. We'll just subtract, and in order to subtract the sign changes, so this will cancel out and this will be minus 7x square, and one term will be carried down. I hope it is making sense to you. The same process we do for while we multiply the constants, the numbers. Now again I have to look for a term by which I multiply x and it will result in minus 7x square. So what could be that term? Just think about it. This would be nothing but minus 7x. If I multiply minus 7x into x, it will result in minus 7x square, and this will be 14x. 7 2s are 14, minus 14x, and again this will be subtracted, so sign will be changing and this will cancelled out. What I will be remaining is 18x, and next term will again carry it down. Now I have 18x plus 5. Now 18x plus 5, in order to start the division of at this step, what I have to do, again the same thing, you have to find a number by which if I multiply x, I'll be getting 18x. So obviously that would be that the number will be nothing but 18 only. So 18 into x, that is 18x, and 18 2s are 36, and the sign will change and I'll be getting minus 31, and this 31 will be my remainder because there is no number by which I multiply this x and I'll be getting minus 31, right? So if the last, how do you decide that this is the last step? When you are getting a number which is lesser than the divisor, or it could be when the variable part is gone, right? Then the remainder is here. So I am getting what? Let me just summarize it. I am getting my dividend was 2x square, 2x cube minus 3x square plus 4x plus 5. My divisor was x plus 2. My quotient, what I got is 2x square minus 7x plus 18, and the remainder what I am getting over here is minus 31. Now this is the result I have achieved from division, and there is this one rule we follow. This is the fundamental rule of arithmetic, that is, if you want to get the dividend, let's consider if you want to get the dividend, then you have to multiply divisor into quotient and then remainder will be added. This is my basic rule. What it is? Dividend equal to divisor multiplied by quotient and then plus remainder, right? So, in this case my dividend is what? 2x cube minus 3x square plus 4x plus 5. This will result in nothing but x plus 2 multiplied by 2x square minus 7x plus 18 and then plus minus of 31, right. So, this expression can be written in this form, right. This 2x cube minus 3x square plus 4x plus 5, this polynomial can be written in this multiplication and addition form, right. In the later part of our classes or our concept, we will be understanding more about this form. This is known as one of the factor of this polynomial, but let's leave it right over here. We will study more detail in next concept about the factors. Now, there is this one thing is remaining, that is remainder theorem. Let's discuss that also. Now, as per the remainder theorem, what is written over here? Let Px be any polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1 and let A be any real number. If Px is divided by the linear polynomial x minus a, then the remainder is Pa. This is the remainder theorem. So, what it essentially trying to say, that is, let us say what we have divided in our previous example, let us assume this is as Px and the divisor in this case, let us assume this is as x minus a. So, what it is essentially trying to say, that if Px is divided by x minus a, then the remainder will be Pa. I hope it is making sense. Let us try to verify this thing using the given example that we already proved. So, if Px is equals to this number, if Px is equals to 2x cube minus 3x square plus 4x plus 5, then x minus a is equals to x plus 2. So, from here what I can conclude, that a will be equals to what? Minus 2. A will be equals to minus 2. So, in this case the remainder Pa will be what? Let us substitute a is equals to minus x is equals to a and a is equals to minus 2. So, what we are essentially trying to calculate is P of minus 2, which will be 2 into 2 cube is 8 and minus sign will be here, and then 3 into 4 and plus 4 into minus 2 plus 5. This will result in 8 2s are 16 and 4 3s are 12 minus 4 2s are 8 and plus 5. See, 16 and 12 and 8 is 20 and 36 minus 31 will be my remainder, and which is exactly matching with the whatever the remainder we achieved in the earlier case. So, that is how we can establish a relation between dividend divisor and remainder, that is, if Px is divided by a linear polynomial x minus a, then the remainder is Pa, as simple as that. So, that was all about the divisional algorithm for polynomials and remainder theorem, everyone. That is all about this session. See you in the next class. Thank you so much.